Okay, so today our lesson is going to be over angles and degrees. Angles are all around us. They're in our furniture, our doorways, windows, and like stop signs. All polygons have angles. Different shapes have different amounts of angles. Like a triangle has 3 angles. A stop sign will have 8 angles. So a straight line, it just goes on forever. Rays are lines used to form angles having a single endpoint. And then angles are formed by 2 rays that share a common endpoint. So for example, this is our vertex, that's our common endpoint. That is one ray, that's another ray. So ray, ray, and this right here is our angle. Angles, they're all different sizes. The way you measure an angle is by a unit called degrees. And then the way you measure the degrees in an angle is by using a protractor. My kids played a little too rough with my plastic protractor, so we have this one. It's this to this is 180 degrees. This is half of a circle, so a whole circle is 360 degrees. So the 3 types of angles that we're going to be talking about today is a right angle, obtuse angle, an acute angle, and a straight angle. So we said a straight line is like that. That's a straight angle. It measures 180 degrees. A right angle, it measures 90 degrees. A acute angle looks like this, and it measures less than 90 degrees. So less than 90 degrees. And then an obtuse angle measures more than 90 degrees, but less than 180 degrees. And an obtuse angle looks like that. And it's greater than 90 degrees. So the way I remember these is by knowing that I just remember an acute angle. I just remember it being like tiny, cute, little, so less than 90 degrees. A right angle, I just remember it because I'm like, oh, it's just right, it's 90 degrees. And then an obtuse angle, it's greater than 90, so it's obtuse, obese, big. That's how I remember it. So, yeah. So we can look at some triangles and try to figure out the angle. The way that you use this protractor is by, say we have this triangle. You should be able to look at this angle and kind of look at these different pictures and see that this is not quite 90 degrees. Because we said the 90 degrees looks like that, so it's not quite to 90 degrees. So it's kind of smaller. So this would be an acute angle. And the way you can measure it is by using this protractor. You put the vertex, you are gonna put it right here. So it would be right here. You look at it and you follow your protractor and it's showing 60 degrees. So this one is measuring 60. And that sounds right because it does look like it's less than 90 and 60 is less than 90. So let's try another one. What about this angle? Oops, that's kind of ugly. An ugly triangle. So this one right here, what about this angle in the corner? Okay, Okay, so if we use our protractor again, we're going to set the middle part right here. And we should be able to look at it and say, oh, that is greater than 90 degrees, because 90 degrees is just straight down. That's 90. It goes over 90, so that's how we know it is greater than 90. So it's gonna be an obtuse angle. So again, we put our protractor here. You can see the line, it's right here. And it's showing about 110. And that sounds correct because 110 is greater than 90. So, yeah, that angle seems correct. Let's try another one. Let's try one that looks like this. Let's try this angle right there, okay? It doesn't really look like it's an acute angle. It doesn't really look like it's an obtuse angle because it's not bigger. It looks just like a right angle, but to be sure, we're gonna check with our protractor. So again, this goes on the vertex of the shape, and we're gonna measure. So if you put it down right here, you can see that it goes straight up to 90. So this one is 90. And if you check, it looks similar. So that's how we know that we are on the right track. So that was our lesson. So for our work, what we're gonna do is everybody's going to write their names down on grid paper. And so here are the rules. You're gonna get a sheet of grid paper and a protractor. You're going to trace your name on the grid paper. So each letter, it has to be squared. We cannot have any curved edges. So I'm gonna do my name. So I will do it like this. I'm gonna put a K, A, and a way you can find out that you are not doing it curved is by making sure that you use like a ruler. That way it's always straight. So K, A, R. Again, it cannot be curved, so you can't do your R like that. That's curved. So there, E, and then an N. So this one has a lot of little angles. So what we're going to do is measure every angle in our name. So right there, that side, this side, this side, this side, this side. Right here, right here, right here, right here. Right here, 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 here. And then here, here, here. Okay, and you should be keeping in mind that a right angle, again, is like that. Oops. Like that. 90 degrees. It's straight. It's 90 degrees. An obtuse one is going to be bigger. Let's do it a little bit bigger so we get our point across. So this is more than 90 degrees. And then this one's going to be less than. So less than 90 degrees. Okay. And then the straight angle, we said it just goes like that. Ah! Okay. So this one's 180. Okay. So with your protractors, we are all going to measure these. So you can look at this straight line and know that that's 180. This one right here, if you look at it sideways, this first one right here, it does not look like a 90-degree angle. It looks like this. It looks like an acute because it's not very big. So we're gonna get our protractor. Middle's gonna go right here, and it is measuring 50 degrees. Okay? This one right here, protractor is going to be right there, and this one is actually a 90-degree angle. Okay, now let's try this next one. Let's see. And this one is measuring 40. So this, you will start to notice a pattern in some of these angles. This one's 90, 40, 50. 90 plus 40 plus 50 gives us 180. So that all formed and all stayed within the numbers that it was supposed to. So that's how we know we're correct. If we look at this one now, we put our protractor right here. It is looking like it is at 115. So I'll do 115 right there. This one right here we can also measure. And it is measuring at 30 for me. This one is looking like, it's looking at 110. Okay. This one right here, it is, let's see, it's looking like a 70 right here. Right here, it's looking like 100. So 110, 30, okay. This one right here, you should be able to look and just kind of see a right angle there. We know what right angles measure, 90 degrees. This one right here, let's see. Mine is saying about 90s right there, so 70. This one is at 70. How about this one right here? This one's this one's at 30. This one right here, you can see that it is very acute. It's really small, so you will start figuring out that like stuff like that, like it'll be not far from 0 just because it's so small. The E right here, you can look and see that that's a 90 degree, 90 degree, 90 degree, 90 degree. And then let's see this one. Okay, 115. This one's looking like 70. Oopsie, 70. And my protractor is homemade, so my points are not exact, but you should be able to be adding everything on this straight line. Like this was our point. 115 plus 70 is 185, but my numbers are probably off on mine. So yeah, it's 185. You know it's close to 180, so you know your measurements are very close to the actual measurement. 70, 30, that one is 100, and again, mine, I didn't use a ruler, so this is would probably be together, would probably 70 and 30 is 100, it's close to 90, so I know that my measurements are close to the actual degrees, so that's how you know you're doing it right. Like, let's see this one. It's looking like, again, you can look at it and be like, oh, that's kind of close to being a 90-degree angle. Let's see what it's measuring. It's measuring about 85 on mine. So 110 plus 85 is 195. It's close to 180s together. So yeah, those measurements, they seem about correct. And let's see, let's do one over here. Again, this one looks, it's tiny, so that one's measuring 30 for me. And so this one looks about the same as that other one. Yeah, it's measuring about 30. So that's just a fun little way to work with like degrees and angles just by using our names. So if anybody needs any help with their name, or if y'all's name is too short, we can always add like your last name also, so you can keep like just practicing. So if anybody has any questions, just let me know.